His steps back inside, couldn't stay inside. So 10 minutes to play. 4 goals required for the Demons. 1 goal straight the Demons this term. 5 behinds for the Blues. Pedersen goes looking for Viney. Can he get the ball to cross? He can't. Well done in the end, the youngster Cripps. To Casbolt. High up and under. Could almost mark his own ball. Going back cross. Well done, left boot. He'll get an opportunity to go again here.
The crowd's starting to will the Melbourne side. They've been in a winning position a couple of times this year already. They want to get this one. They want to get the win, and the crowd's up and about.
So an old dog showing some young Demons how.
Thanks, Daniel. When you get him, just pop around the line, please.
He's added a real work ethic and professionalism and hard edge to this Melbourne midfield. And right now, he's trying to find a red, white and blue jumper. Now, who's at the fall of the ball? Big flies from a few of the Ds. No one taking it cleanly, but it is at the right end of the ground for the Demons right now.
The pleasing thing from Melbourne is coming into this game, they were getting their hands on the footy a lot, but not necessarily being very effective front of centre. They've had less disposals, but certainly more effective.
Jack Watts, here he is again. He's sensing the occasion. Viney gets his handball inside. They've done this okay. Ball comes back out the back to Jones. Got it from Tyson. Long one towards the square and fisted over the line by Henderson. And that makes it a 23-point gap. Just over 9 minutes remaining. Carlton need to move the ball quickly.
We've got a bit of pace on the outer side. If it could be moved on quickly, there's a one-on-one down the ground. Ellard. Well, he's missed for the moment by Murphy, and Ellard doubles back. Murphy's had it 6 times in this quarter, but the Blues haven't been able to find a major and make an indent into the 21-point lead with a major. So 5 behinds only for the Blues. So Dunn, who has found himself all over the ground this afternoon. And Frawley, well, he's been terrific for the Ds. He's found himself at half-back, but on so many occasions he has presented himself, and the delivery, it has to be said, most of the afternoon has been great. Pedersen, big fly, couldn't complete it. Quick kick around the corner to Tui. Or by Tui, to Murphy, missed, done. Well, he's legged in the end.
Thank you.
Made sure the umpire saw that he was legged there, but again, it's these crucial contests you mentioned about 5 or so minutes ago, Hamish, that will decide the outcome of this game, and Melbourne able to wrestle those contests back into their favour.
Long penetrating ball for the Demons. Spencer out the back, not quite. Kennedy Harris watches on Vince for a bit of space. Matt Jones cross. Scotland up to the task, initially at least. Spills the ball, the quick kick. Well, maybe it's going to bounce on through. Not quite. The footy gods not completely with the Demons quite yet, as Simpson sends the ball wide.
Finds Thomas. Well, the Blues need to move it fast. They've broken down at around about this point. They've looked upfield often and not had anything to go to. That's better, though, this time. Simpson, the short one. Graham got it from Curnow. Curnow now waiting. He goes long. Jeremy Howe! It's a pleasure to see him doing it across half-back. I mean, what a defensive launch pad he could be if we see him do it regularly across the half-back line. The kick was good for Cross, and now out wide to Jones, and they just slow things down again.
It's an interesting point that it gives teams confidence when defenders take marks, and where Melbourne are at in their development, you probably would trade a really strong intercepting mark for the occasional sporadic high-flying mark in the forward line, because they haven't been winning games. So the Frawley-Howe switcheroo has been a win for Melbourne.
Tyson's are done, and of course, if you really need a mark in a pressure situation, of course you can make the move, pull the trigger, and he can take a grab for you. Ball off hands, that was a good grab. Not right up there in the top drawer by Jeremy Howe standards, but
courage, eyes on the ball, and just deflates Carlton as much as anything else. Is obviously confidence that Melbourne get from it.
In fairness to Howe, it's probably not even making his top 100.
No, we'll never watch that one again.
Well, it's starting to get very serious for the Blues. Last week, it wasn't just a loss, it was a nightmare, an unpleasant ordeal, and it was really a close your eyes affair. And after a week of night terrors, this just adds to what has been a demoralising week.
And they did start the game well, Hamish, didn't they? I mean,
Yeah.
they got the 50-metre penalty early on. They had 2 goals on the board before 90 seconds, and they didn't put Melbourne away, and plenty of time to play yet, but let's just hope from a Carlton perspective that it looks like it's going to come back to bite them.
Well, the old adage of Lee Matthews, goals and minutes, and they've got 4 goals to find in just under 6 minutes, the Blues. Can one come here at the back to Murphy? It's not over yet for the Blues if they get one here. Yaron's an option. Over the top to Yaron. Yes, Blues alive. Well, right now, the equation is okay for the Blues. 3 goals, plenty of time. It hasn't looked likely in about an hour and a half, but things can change quickly in sport. And the Blues, well, just maybe they can get themselves out of this rut.
Just looking to see what Carlton are doing now to actually win the game. Yaron's up front. Murphy's in the forward line. Henderson's still down back. He's playing on Pedersen. Casbolt also key forward for the Blues.
5 goals to 2 after half-time. Melbourne's way. Spencer again got hands on it first. Wins it down. The footy's not going to come out of there. Curnow, good tackle on Tyson. And he's the last man up. Melbourne haven't beaten Carlton since round 22 in 2007. Mark Bomber Riley was their coach back then. Viney's handball, a looping one. It was okay for McKenzie. Then back to McDonald. And now the co-skipper, a nice kick from Grimes. It was a beauty, in fact, and Tyson marks.
Move it on.
Just over 5 minutes remaining. It's a wide kick, a little bit too wide, out of bounds on the full. So the Blues with an opportunity again to move the football quickly.
We saw about the corresponding time just before half-time. The lead would have been a similar margin, and Melbourne weren't able to hold on to that. You can see what they were trying to do in terms of controlling possession and tempo. They still need to win the game.
Well, they've done it nicely here, the Demons, through a few sets of hands. Tyson, McKenzie, they're all involved, and then the long kick came from McDonald. Ball now for Kennedy Harris. He kicks back down towards full forward. Bouncing ball, tough one. Curnow did okay. That was nicely done. Then he went to go out of side, turns back inside, not the required journey. Carazzo short, Scotland.
There's no run here. It's one-on-ones all over the ground, which means it will come down to those contests. It's not going to be free-flowing, well, there certainly shouldn't be free-flowing football. If Carlton to win, they need to win these ones here.
So the Blues, they catch a break with that bounce at fullback, and they are not out of this game. Cripps to half forward. Ellard, well done, Jeremy Howe.
And that's all they need to do, Hamish, because, as I say, it's a one-on-one game. If Melbourne can just hang on like junkyard dogs and either get a repeat stoppage, fist the ball out of bounds, best case scenario, win the ball back, they'll win this game.
So 4 minutes to play, and the Demons by 17 points. It's a scoreline they've seen so little of, a positive ledger late in the 4th term in the last few seasons. But still the Blues close enough. 3 goals, 3.5 minutes. Spencer quickly from Curnow forward. Who's at home for the Blues? Murphy, well, Cripps perhaps quickly to Scotland. Jones just did enough to drop the ball in Viney's lap, and he picked it up and then quickly punched it forward. Pedersen, well, where's the pace for the D's? The Blues on the last line, quick kick forward. Frawley, Rowe, well done, Rowe. So the Blues can rebound here. Simpson through the middle. Curnow hasn't stopped trying all day. Cross, well, holds him up, perhaps a professional free kick if nothing else. Slows the play, allows the D's to get back. The Blues, well, it was untidy stuff, and suddenly, well, they get another life, the Blues.
So Walker takes the ball, has to move it quickly. Might be a bit lucky here. Well done at the back, McDonald. Excellent fist. Viney waiting down. Melbourne have got all the answers. And terrific grab. What a beauty that was by Kent.
Terrific kick also, Baz, by Jack Viney. He just went boundary side of Kent. And a terrific mark, as you state.
Maybe it's Clark Kent. That was a beauty. The ball onto the chest of Frawley. Still on 2-1. Yeah, they can. And what great reward for the red and blue fans.
Yep.
You know, they've been criticised at times for some of their post-siren reactions. Lyndon Dunn in short. Mark not taken. Ball still alive. Pedersen close to the line to ice the game. Melbourne finally are winners.
Great for the fans, isn't it? It's been a win for Paul Roos also. He spoke from day one when he took over this club that the club needs to learn the basics, and the basics are one-on-one contests. They're playing in that fashion at the moment, and they've had a clear win in that department. Isn't it terrific to see the Demons win a game with a moment of brilliance? It's been a hard slog for them for a long period of time. They've stripped their game plan right back to the basics in winning the one-on-one contest. They've played a one-on-one game here led by their skipper Nathan Jones on Mark Murphy, and to see it iced with a goal from the boundary is just terrific. Well done, Melbourne.
Well, the D's, they've had the Blues in check since halfway through that third term, and with that goal it is now checkmate, and the Blues have left it all too late, and the Demons, well, they are going to taste victory this afternoon, and they might just finish with a flurry. Dunn to half forward, Scotland waits. Quick one over the top, Curnow. Now to Walker. Spencer still chasing, still pressuring. Well, not quite in the end for Giorgio. Last line, McDonald, who's been defending stoutly all afternoon. Cripps, the youngster. Did he catch him high? He did.
Chris.
They can really enjoy this, Melbourne.
So the slow, deliberate kick from Grimes, that's the order of the day, to hug the boundary line. 90 seconds remaining, and it's in 90 seconds that this man won't enjoy, but those in red and blue have looked forward to for a long time. Paul Roos, seen as the saviour, losses to St Kilda, to West Coast, to GWS. Nathan Jones, fantastic, but the win is going to come. Gibbs around the body for a consolation opportunity, perhaps for the Blues. Ellard over the football. Graham taken over the line, and in it will come.
And that's synonymous with the Melbourne Footy Club today. It's all been about effort. We're looking at the statistics right there on screen. Perfect timing, the tackles. That was a key message, led by that man, Nathan Jones. He's been a terrific appointment as co-captain of this footy club. Bleeds red and blue, and has just played his heart out today, as he always does.
Carazzo, bottom of that pack. Paul Roos about to record his first win as a coach since the elimination final of 2010 at ANZ Stadium. And guess who? It was against Carlton. So he's going to make it back-to-back wins as a coach against Carlton. Ball towards the line, and now the party can begin. Less than a minute to play. Carlton have won the last 7 against Melbourne by an average of 53 points, but not today.
So Carazzo, quickly, Lucas, Simpson. Well, it's all a little too late for the Blues. And, well, again, the battles continue around the ground, but Melbourne will win the war this afternoon. The Blues led at quarter time. The Demons at half time. The Demons at three-quarter time. And when it matters most, the Demons will lead.
Well, 37,000 people have come out to watch this game. It's fair to say that the crowd has thinned, but thankfully for Melbourne fans, they're sticking around. It's the Blues fans who are leaving at the moment.
The D's have had the Blues on the ropes for a long time, and they had them on the brink, but there was that uncertainty as to whether they would be able to finish them off.
Yeah, no doubt. And we go back to the very start of the game, Hamish. Carlton had the game on their terms from the absolute get-go, and Melbourne couldn't get their hands on the footy. We made comment they just needed to endure, and that they did. They got, I guess, the flow of the game in the second quarter. Nathan Jones was quiet in the first. He got going. He's been huge for their footy club today.
Well, Curnow had it knocked in his direction by an unlikely ruckman in Gibbs. Cripps to space. Cross, as always, just desperate. Ferocious. He worked so well in the mayhem.
Came out.
Where to for Carlton now? This is a big loss.
They're at a low ebb, aren't they? They are in a very dark place, the Blues. The Demons have been in a dark spot for a long time, but right now it's the Blues who are feeling the pain. The Demons, well, thumpings have been often and victories rare in recent times. But this afternoon, the Demons fans can go home and sing as loud as they want, because today they beat the Blues.